Oh, we're live. Yep, there we go.
Here we are. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Look at that and whatnot with the making the thing work.
All right.
Okay. Awesome. There we go. We are live. So this is episode 10 of the controller pileup. We have been gone for a minute on purpose, to be fair. We fell behind a little bit, and how do I put this? It was less important to jump back in than to make sure that things were right and the attitude was right. And now here we are. All this stuff is happening, Shane.
Yep.
So
exciting.
There's just going to be the two of us.
Mhm.
Like I said, all this stuff is happening. Gaming has exploded. You know, this I truly think we are at the end. We're witnessing the decay, the beginning of the end for E3. I've said it before. I still stick by it. I honestly believe it can't go on for all that much forever longer. It just can't.
Nope.
So, after saying that, I will bring up something though. It was not a bad E3. I honestly do not believe it was a bad E3.
I've seen worse. It was not too bad. I mean, I enjoyed what I watched. I mean, you know, I keep up with all the comments and stuff of people talking about, you know, who had the best E3 conference. You know, what game, you know, they have polls online, like what game was, which conference, who had the best E3 conference, and what game were you most excited to see, and all that.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people are excited about that Cyberpunk. I'm excited about it myself.
Okay. Cyberpunk in general. Now, are you excited about it because it's a good game on the way?
Well,
or are you being taken in? Like, I see an awful lot of people that are super excited because you know who is there. Keanu Reeves is going to be in the game.
As far as I'm aware of, that took everybody by surprise. He was not in the original trailer, that as far as I know.
Right.
Now, when he came out on stage and everything, because nobody expected him to actually be there. He's the one that came out, talked about how great, you know, working on this project was. And, you know, he's the one that showed everybody the release date for the game, which is April 16th of next year, by the way.
Right.
You know, big name tied, you know, that game's tied to a big name. Helps sell. It will. I mean, there are people out there.
I think so. There's no denying it. A big name, just like they purposely go after movies, and they will often take somebody that has no business playing a role and be like, hey, right there, this guy. And the reason they do that is because they know it'll sell the movie.
Well, to be fair, you know, I am a fan of Keanu Reeves myself. I like a lot of his movies, you know. So I mean, I'm interested to see what this game is about. I mean, the developer CD Projekt Red, you know, they did the Witcher series, and that was a successful series. You know, playing 2 out of the 3 because I never really played the original. The third one, by far the best in my opinion.
Man, and it's coming to the Switch.
Now, I don't know if you know this. Now that you mentioned that, did you see what the kind of resolution and everything it's getting?
No, I haven't looked much up about it. I just saw the little trailer.
We talked about how they had to downgrade that game for the Switch.
There's no way they can run that thing. There's just no way, yeah.
Well, when it's in dock mode, so when you're playing it on your TV, it'll be at 720p.
Okay.
When you take it off the dock and play it handheld mode, 540p.
Okay. Now, the only argument I can make is, will you really be able to tell once it's handheld, I mean,
I don't know. I mean, like I said, we knew that this game wasn't going to look as good as it does on the PC,
of course.
but I play it on the computer myself, and it looks great on the computer. The fact that it's handheld is intriguing because now I don't have to like, well, I'm going over to your place. Better drag my goddamn computer so I could play.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that anyway. That's a pain in the ass.
But it's portable, man.
Well, to be fair, if you want, if that's what portable is, then everything is portable. If you want to get technical, but
can you carry it with you?
Yes, you can. Technically,
then it's portable.
I can take my computer wherever I want. To be fair, but no, the fact that it's on handheld is awesome. I mean, I don't know how it's going to run. I don't know how it's going to run on the Switch.
Right.
But just the fact that it is coming to the Switch, it is interesting to see what it's going to be like. But other games that are they showed off that new Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. I think I said the entire title right. I saw some gameplay for that. I actually am looking forward to it. I know what you said when we talked about it before. Because of who's behind, who because of EA.
My opinion is negative. My opinion is negative, but it's on purpose. I would like to see, and man, there's going to be people that will not like this response, but realistically, I would like to see this game fall flat on its ass. Right on its ass. Because I truly believe that we are at a threshold right now that if EA will just fuck up one or two more times, bad, shitty game, maybe Disney will come along and be like, we're going to take that back. You don't deserve this shit anymore. We're going to take that back and give it to somebody that wants to make good Star Wars games. Because, man, EA is just, it feels so damn shady now. They
used to be so good.
Right.
They used to be real good. They used to be one of the top developers, and now it's all about the money,
Yeah, easily.
And like I said, they do have games that they still make now that are good. But when it comes to Star Wars, holy crap, they have a bad track record, in my opinion. But everybody has their own opinion. There might be people out there that love every Star Wars game that EA has brought out.
Right, right.
But
and here's the thing. Okay, as gamers, especially once we become passionate, angry fucking fans, sometimes we cut deeper than is fair. Mm-hmm. Okay? Mm-hmm. That happens. But legitimately so, there are games that this company has made, does make, and will make that are good games. There's no denying that. EA has put out some masterful titles, but the way that they are handling this property, and I don't just mean the Battlefront thing. Look back. How many good Star Wars games, how many Star Wars games really stand out in for the last couple years, easily?
In the last couple of years?
And EA keeps canceling games that might have worked.
Are you talking about the Star Wars, what was that called, 1313? Or
even going as far back as they shut out they were going to do a Darth Maul video game. And they had it basically, I even saw screenshots of the fucking game, and then they were like, nah.
Right. I get you. I don't really play a lot of Star Wars games these days, just because they've all been subpar at best, in my opinion. But I am looking forward to this new one just because, it's taking place before, in between 3 and 4. It's, showing, basically the kind of the rise of the Empire and, what little Jedi are left. And you play as a Jedi. And I don't like to be spoiled by stuff. So I only watch I just watched the gameplay demo that they showed off, but it looks fun. I mean, it does. storyline wise, I obviously I wasn't paying attention to it just because I want to see it for myself.
Right.
I'm and then I'll be the judge of it when it comes out, whether or not I think it's a good game or EA fucked up again.
Do you know if they're sticking to any kind of continuity? Are they going? Does this take place like during the whole Rebels thing?
That I don't know. That I honestly, don't know. Maybe other, somebody, if somebody knows, they could let us know. But
yeah, because I actually don't know how in depth, like, because they could very well stick to the continuity and be hardcore balls to the wall about it, or they could just tell their own story based off only the movie's continuity. What's going on, Scott?
Well, did you know that? That I don't know, but what I'm also looking forward to. All right, EA showed off a bunch of games. I don't know if you saw this, but remember that game that came out on the 360 years ago, The Last Remnant. Remember that game, that RPG?
Yeah, I do remember The Last Remnant. Freaking unkillable belly shirt man.
No, that is The Lost Odyssey.
That's The Lost Odyssey.
I think so. I think that's it. Last Remnant's. I forgot. I played it and
doesn't have that building on the cover or whatever.
See that. Let me check. But while I look it up real quick, it's getting remastered for the Switch.
Find a picture and share your screen. Let me see, because I'm almost positive. I know I have played it. I kind of remember, like, it's got somewhat of a cliche knight dude, like young knight dude on the cover of the box or whatever. It has been a long time, but I do remember the game. I don't remember it being standout, like legendary great. I'm not going to flip out and think it's that great, even if you find it, but I do remember it. I just can't remember for the life of me what it looked like.
Listen, man, I'm still very new to this whole thing we're using, so finding you a screen sharing is still something I am still trying to figure out. Like I said, we've never used this thing before, so
no, this will take a minute. This is the Google Hangouts. It seems to be the best way to do this kind of live broadcast here, and for what it's worth. Once we get better, this will add a lot of options to be able to do a show like this live. In fact, once it gets off the ground, it may even be possible to do actual Sentai shows live, because we can literally send the folders, tell everybody to share screen before we ever start the show, and when we say next, you just click it, and then the picture is already up there, and you don't even have to worry about doing things like the editing, because the editing would be done in live time with comments and everything on the sides. This could really help us a lot in terms of getting stuff done.
All right, I am screen sharing now. I figured it out.
Okay.
Tell me, do you see my screen?
I'm clicking on the other tab right now.
This is this picture right here, The Last Remnant.
Cliche night guy. See, I knew I remembered that.
Yep, this is what's getting remastered for the Switch.
And now you can tell it to not share your screen.
Yep, I'm gonna.
That way, if you don't fucking show off something you don't want to show off, if that's even a thing you're worried about, you never know what the fuck appears on your backgrounds or whatever.
Well, to be fair, this is a new computer that I just built, so it doesn't have all anything.
Doesn't mean you can't mess up and find something on Google that gets us shut off.
I know. I stopped it, but yeah, it's it is that's what's coming out, remastered for the Switch. Then of course for me, they showed off a trailer for the new Halo game, which will release next holiday of next year, along with Project Scarlet or whatever they're deciding to call the new Xbox. It's going to be a launch title for the game, for the console. Which we went
from Xbox to Xbox 360 to Xbox One. Unlike PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, I wonder what they're going to call the next one.
Xbox 2, call it.
You think they will do an Xbox 2?
No, I don't think they will, to be fair. They'll come up with a different name.
Watch them piss off fans across the world when they call it Xbox Reboot.
But they they showed off the they showed off the Marvel Avengers game. Now I've been seeing stuff online. Fans are already pissed off because of how the characters look. I don't know. You didn't see that.
No, but I did see Ultimate Alliance.
Oh, that's the one that's coming out in July.
Yes.
The Black Order. Yes, that looks like what the Ultimate Alliances are supposed to be.
That looks really good. Like it looks simple, but at the same time, it looks like it's just hectic enough. It's definitely changed the system of what we grew up with, because Ultimate Alliance, while it was an action game, it was a little slower, to be fair. But this looks awesome. It looks fast. It looks like some sort of not so crazy Devil May Cry 4 game with multiple characters.
It's exciting. I mean, I didn't play a lot of the Ultimate Alliances like you did.
I started on X-Men Legends, then I played X-Men Legends 2, then I played X-Men Legends 2 for the PSP, then I played Ultimate Alliance, then Ultimate Alliance for the Wii, then Ultimate Alliance for the PSP, which, believe it or not, was the best version of Ultimate Alliance. And, well, was, because the new one, it looks really impressive. Or the remastery they did.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, I played Gold on the Xbox 360. Then I played Ultimate Alliance 2 for the PlayStation 3.
But
that's it. I didn't play it. I did not bother with a second version of that game.
But they are. But you know, just they also showed off. They showed off the new Dragon Ball Z game, which the Project Z now has the title Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, which is supposed to be.
I still have no clue.
It's supposed to be an RPG.
Sure.
I don't know. You know, they showed off a game that I'm actually kind of excited for. Luigi's Mansion 3.
Gooigi!
Gooigi.
Dude, yes, that game does look legitimately good.
And it has a multiplayer that you can play with up to 8 people, and you go up. It's like I don't know how to.
I saw that there's a bunch of different color Gooigis.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And you're like trying to catch all these ghosts and move up. I guess it's interesting. The multiplayer looks interesting, but just the fact that it's I like Luigi's Mansion. It was fun.
Notice they took a cue from Ghostbusters. You can slam the ghosts.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, my fiance said that. She's like, when she's seen it, she's like, this looks like Ghostbusters. I'm like, it's essentially Ghostbusters with Luigi.
Dude, that looks great. That looks really good.
I'm actually looking forward to it. They also let's see here. Smash Brothers, Smash fans will see that they have announced 2 new characters. One of the characters I should say, being a bunch of the Dragon Quest protagonists.
And it's I don't know if it's just it's probably a skin overlay that changes each one just enough.
It could be. I don't know if it's just the guy from 11 and then he gets different skins as the others, or they're actually
I think so because they didn't even bother to name him. They literally called him Hero.
Mm-hmm.
And I very much saw the guy from part 1, like the first dude, and I think I saw the dude from the 3rd game. I saw the hero from the 8th game, I believe.
8th? I think they said 4, 6, 8, and 11.
4, 6, 8, and 11. So I didn't see the guy from the 3rd. I just liked the guy from the 3rd and wish that would have been him.
Once again, do not quote me on that. The next one, the next character was Banjo-Kazooie. And what they did, if you remember the reveal for King K. Rool.
Yeah.
The shadow with Donkey Kong and Diddy looking out the window, and they're showing, and it's a shadow. And it looks exactly like, the silhouette looks exactly like Banjo-Kazooie. And it ended up being Duck Hunt.
I saw that. I was gagging.
Well, they kind of did that stuff with King K. Rool when they first announced him. And then all of a sudden you see freaking Banjo-Kazooie come from the sky. Because the second I seen it, the silhouette, I knew exactly who they were announcing. I played the shit out of some Banjo-Kazooie. But So that's interesting. That's for the season passes holders, I believe. So they added Joker from Persona 5.
Yeah, but I don't think he was really added E3 wise.
No, he was put in the game before E3.
Yeah.
Then they, like I said, they announced. I think they had like 5 characters that they were announcing. So you got Dragon Quest Hero, Banjo Kazooie. So that's 3 out of the 5, I think. But we still got 2 more. And they said that these were going to be characters that you wouldn't expect to be in a Dragon Quest. I mean, in a Smash game.
Okay.
So
it's supposed to take us by surprise. Huh?
Yes. And we got 2 more, I believe. I think there was only 5. Yes, I think there were 5 characters to be added. They only showed a small trailer because it's not. I mean, I believe that's all they had ready for E3. Breath of the Wild is getting a sequel,
and I think I'm telling you, I watched that preview again just to kind of prove myself something that I was paying attention to. Mm-hmm. I don't think you're Link.
You think we could play as Zelda finally?
I was watching, and it almost seems like they went somewhere, like under the castle or something, mm-hmm. and they come across like this statue. There's like a thing down there, mm-hmm. evil fucking thing, and I noticed that this is real quick, and I mean it goes by quick, but there's this moment where you see this like hand reach out and grab Link's hand, mm-hmm. and I hear Link say, like Link gives off like that that. Oh, shit. And it got me thinking, what if this game has to do with you found something and Link is the one in trouble because of it?
That'd be cool. You know, we the last Zelda game that I can remember that you play as Zelda is not even a canon game.
We're on Google Hangouts. You would have to have that, Scott.
Yeah. I'm not going to go through every single game that was revealed. I'm just picking ones that I remember off the top of my head. Fantasy Star Online 2 is coming over here to the West. As it's not an Xbox One exclusive, but it is starting on the Xbox first. Which is, I never got to play Fantasy Star Online. The only Fantasy Star game I ever played red ringed my Xbox. So, we've got, that's just some of the games to be excited for. But did you see that they were releasing a Blair Witch game?
What?
Yes, the Blair Witch game is canon. I see the article.
Okay, now hold on. Whoa. When you say canon,
I'll read the article. I mean,
are we canon to the first movie, or are we continuing the awfulness that was the second film?
I would hope to God it follows the first, and not that shitty sequel. Yeah. When I saw the trailer, I'm like, what is this? Obviously, it's a horror game. That was obvious from the start. Then I looked at I just kept looking at it, and it was like, this is interesting. What is this? And then at the end when it said Blair Witch, I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? A Blair Witch game? That's pretty cool. But I'm looking at like a lot of games. Nintendo's Direct showed off a whole bunch of games that are coming out. Like, I'm actually kind of excited for Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield.
Dude,
the open world aspect.
It does look really impressive.
Did you see that trailer where they're in the arena for like a tournament?
Yes.
And Pokemon can grow to be like the size of a building.
Yes.
I was like, holy dude, I don't know. Like, I haven't been excited for a Pokemon game. I can't even tell you. I don't even remember the last time I was excited for a Pokemon game, because they're good games, but they're basically a copy paste, different region, same thing. I mean, they changed little things here and there, but it's what it's all about. So this one's interesting. like I said, they showed up. They didn't show off anything, by the way, for the new Xbox. They talked about it. They said that they're basically what they're trying to do is they want to get rid. I mean, this is something that people have known for a little while now. They want to get rid of load times in games. No more loading.
At least definite a little bit. I mean, damn.
Well, apparently they are partnered with AMD, and they're coming up with a brand new processor to hopefully get rid of loading. I mean, like, I don't know if you can get rid of loading completely, but if you can, great. If not, then, like you said, cut it down. I mean, yeah. I like games. I love video games, but there are games at the loading time you're sitting there like, I want to play the game. Stop loading. You know, but like I said, technology gets more and more advanced every year. You know, the stuff that we can do now. You know, like this next Xbox One, like they said with the Xbox One X, this will be the most powerful console out when it comes out. Just like they said about the X is the most powerful console on the market. It is a powerful console. I mean, I have it in my other room. It's cool. Not as powerful as my computer, but whatever. Did you see that they're releasing Baldur's Gate 3?
Yes, and man, I missed that game. I played that game. I beat it on the PlayStation 2, and then I also beat it years later. Of all the systems I could have beat it for, I beat it on the Game Boy Advanced because I had to take a plane ride. I
see. Well, that's coming. I don't know nothing about the game. I've never played it, so I don't have much to say on it. Just because I have never played it. They are also. They announced. Oh boy! They announced. I gotta find it. I know I've seen it. That's what I want. Something I want to talk about. Once I find it, I will find it. I'm just gonna keep making noises until I find it. Oh yeah. Okay. So you like your Lego games? You like Lego games? They announced Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga. All 9 movies playing as Lego Star Wars characters. You know they do that. They had the Lego Harry Potter, the Lego Batman, Lego Indiana Jones.
You said 9 movies.
That's what they said. I don't think they're adding Rogue One, Solo. It's just the ones that have the number, episode 1 through 9.
But we don't have a 9th movie.
The movie game doesn't come out until next year.
Okay.
And the new movie comes out in December.
All right. Okay.
So I said that too. I'm like, well, this game when they said all 9 movies, I'm like, you do know that you have to release that next year, otherwise I ain't playing it. I don't want to. I want to watch the movie before I see anything. But no, like I said, that's just some of the games that they announced. But the one that we're actually here for is Final Fantasy VII. We got to
do this.
We're about to do this. We got to see quite a bit of gameplay. Got to see what the battle system was like. That was something that I knew it wasn't going to be traditional turn-based like the old one.
Very much an action game, but kind of like the best of both worlds. I'm really digging the aspect that your ATB charges through attacks in real time, and then the ATB is all about using special abilities like casting a fire spell, doing cross slash, whatever type of techniques. It looks like Barrett had a thing where he would like put his chest out and get like armor or some shit. You know what I mean? Like he probably like has buffs and shit. And did you notice, depending on your character actually changes, the weapons change depending on the materia you are using when you have it equipped.
Yes, I did see that.
Because the Buster Sword, they showed it, and it had 1 green materia, and then nothing, because that's all they had equipped. Oh, I about shit my pants. That is such a tiny, intricate detail, and they said that is going to be for every character, every weapon in the game.
Yep. Now, we got to see, finally, we got to see Tifa.
Yes.
And we got to see her fight, which she's a monk. So, and we got to see how her limits work.
She was fantastic.
Oh, I was actually really excited.
Watching her fight blew me away. No joke, it blew me away. I could not believe how good that was. I liked the way she moved. I liked the standards, the way that she attacked. I'm absolutely infatuated as I look through it. The way she looks, her hair, like, dude.
I was
she's something we're going to talk about. We're gonna talk a little bit about the game.
Okay.
Then we're gonna go back and we're gonna talk about some of the controversy that's surrounding Tifa, because there's a lot of people that aren't happy with some of her redesign. So I will personally talk about every single part of her redesign,
all right,
from head to toe, because I have a lot to. She was my favorite character.
Right. My favorite character was
come on,
Vincent. I got you. I just heard you.
Oh, am I coming in?
Yep.
Yeah, no, I'm hearing you now, man.
I hear you too. But yeah,
so you guys started this E3 discussion without me?
Yes. I told you guys hours ago we were going to do it.
I was working on an E3 video.
It also took us a while to get this thing going.
That's true too. We were supposed to start at 8, so you even had an extra hour.
I have an extra hour to eat food.
Damn right. You better eat that food.
I ate my food when Bill was setting this up. Because, but no, we were, we just talked about to get you caught up. We were just talking about some of the games that they announced. We didn't really go into like a lot of detail about them. I was just going through and picking out games that I found interesting.
Anywhere. I have the trailer loaded up.
Oh shoot!
So when we're ready to really talk, in fact, if you want to do this, I tell you what, I will screen share, and we will stop at every part you want to talk about.
Let's do that.
Now, wait, which trailer?
The Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Oh, the one with the reveal of Tifa?
Yes.
Yep.
Because they previously revealed one that was shorter that only had the release date. So.
Yes, and then then the next day they showed the one with Tifa.
Yeah, I kind of don't understand why they do this reveal the date before E3.
Get you hyped. It gets you hyped, and then they show you a new trailer with even more stuff going on. All right, let's do this.
All right, so let me have the screen here. Here we go.
All right, look at that, picking up a flower. She looks real good.
You're about to run over.
Oh, dude, I like.
So let's talk about her first off. Let's talk about her. That design is fucking fantastic.
I love how she looks. I
like her. I like the eyes.
Yep.
I like the little bracelets. They're a lot more intricate, and they're gold now. They used to be these nasty, gray, icky, rusted things on her wrists.
Right. I love how bright the jacket looks on her.
Yes.
I just like this character design a lot. Like,
yeah, they carried over as much as possible, even with it being a remake.
Right, and I appreciate that. So,
damn it, dude, she is that bow. Like, I like that. That's a perfect. She looks exactly like I feel she was always supposed to look.
Yeah, I kind of always had a image in my head of what she was supposed to look like.
Yeah.
I was wrong. I mean, I didn't have her looking this good, but
I have to give it to Square here also, because we have been conditioned, and this is not a joke. This is something that's going to go into our discussion when we talk about Tifa. We have been conditioned to see these characters in a fan art aspect. The fan art has never, ever been true to what these characters look like. And you can prove that by just looking up simple, original, official artwork as to what these characters were supposed to look like.
Right.
Because you would be surprised to go back and really kill your nostalgia and look at what some of these people were supposed to be. Because
I found a few images when I was trying to look up images compared to this remake, and it's like, yeah, some of them looks a lot different even compared to the original game.
they have to look different, though. It's actually crucial and important that these characters look different. Because, okay, let's see. For one, none of these characters were human. None of these characters were human. I know that people like to claim, "Oh no, it was great. It was a great game, and they were human." They were never human characters. And the reason I can prove to you they were never human characters is look at Barrett. He is the size of a fucking sofa. And he's one character in the game. But if you're going to tell me he's human, then everybody else was exaggerated as well. To a ridiculous extent, may I add.
Cloud had Popeye arms. If you pay attention, he's got Popeye arms going on.
Well, with those pixels, they kind of had to.
With the in-game graphics, yes, but when they got to the cutscene stuff, he did not have Popeye arms. But now Bill is he's gonna type in. Oh no, he's gonna type in Eris. It's official art. There we go.
Yeah, because I wanna really go over this. This is what she was.
Yep.
This is her original official art. And if you look, like, her bracelets were nasty. The coat wasn't that great. The hair was, and she has this anime look about her. All the characters had like this anime look, and they were exaggerated in different ways to not quite be human.
Right.
I think that's important. Very important, in fact.
Right.
That we keep that in mind when we think about these characters and their redesigns. Because that's her. That's what she is supposed to look like.
Right.
But we go here, and what they managed to do here is just beautiful. I can see Aerith here. I can see her.
The one thing that I kind of wonder about is if they tried to not only use the original artwork and along with the video game, but also go off of the Advent Children movie as well, because
a little bit. I would say there's a high probability, because you have to understand that these characters, because people are trained to look at that fan art, but if you really look at these characters, they have evolved multiple times. They went from Final Fantasy VII, where they were very much these exaggerated characters, to then they left Final Fantasy VII and they got a redesign, which happened, it was still in PlayStation, by the way, because some of these characters went to Urgais and they got redesigned character art where they were made to look a little more real. Then we went to PlayStation 2 and they were redesigned again for Dirge of Cerberus.
Mm-hmm.
Then they were redesigned again for Advent Children. And now this is another redesign on top of all of those changes. And some of these characters, Tifa Lockhart, went to another game, Dissidia.
Yep.
And got a redesign there as well. And every time that these characters have been featured, they have changed. Even if slightly, they have changed. And if you were still using the original character models, then Barrett is supposed to be so big that with one arm, he can swing us out of Sector 6 or out of Sector 7 and into Sector 6 with a woman riding on his bicep.
And Cloud on his other, and Cloud sat on his arm.
And Cloud said, yeah, okay.
And holding his daughter too.
She rode on his gumdrop head.
Mm-hmm. And he sat down and he jumped on his arm. And remember, Barrett only has one hand.
Right.
And he's that strong that he's swinging from the top of that reactor all the way down into Sector 6 with two full-grown adults on him with one hand. And remember that in the in-game graphics, you don't see it. But Cloud always has his sword on his back. That's a heavy sword.
Yeah, that's true too. These characters were not human.
It's a funny scene when you really look at it. I never really paid attention to it as a kid when I'm playing this, but when I really sit down
on here.
What's up?
Can I do a screen share on here?
You can.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I got the image right in front of me of Barrett in his current form.
Okay, well, we were going to get to him, but okay. Go ahead and do you have the shot?
I can bring it over. I had it in the action video game talk stuff that I was going to use. So
okay, so do the screen share.
Okay, screen share. New to the share your screen thing.
Well, that's because we're seeing everything that you're doing on your computer, so you have to be careful about safe searches and shit like that.
Okay, can you see? Say, is that coming up at all or not?
No.
No, I'm not seeing whatever it is you're trying to show.
Okay, hold on. Shoot.
I mean, we're gonna get to him if you want me to just continue.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, this is a new thing we're doing with the new, so we're still trying to figure out all the bugs on it.
All right, here we go.
All right, let's see this. And then we're gonna look at.
Oh my God, dude! This city.
Oh, dude, look at that.
This is unreal.
When you look at the original release of the game, and they panned out, to show you Midgar. I just actually recently restarted the original, and I just got to where I'm a little farther in the game now, but when I'm restarting it, I got to see them pan out to all of Midgar, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, man, this city looks small, but because it was. I mean, to be fair, they were limited with what they. That's what I truly believe. They were limited for what they could do for the time. But now that technology is more advanced, the consoles can do more. We get this. We get this large. Let's be real. Midgar is a nasty looking city.
Well, it's not. It's truly beautiful. Like, look at the clock tower, and then it zooms out, and you can see all these side buildings, and there's very much like like an architecture from like old London and whatnot. But then, as it keeps progressively zooming out, you're going to start seeing little bitty areas of city that are sitting on reactors and whatnot that are just like, okay, like it's zooming out right now, okay,
right,
and then it goes across. That's a little city thing right there. There.
Yep.
That's more area where people live.
What I mean by
and you can see the reactor number 1 is lit back there.
Yep.
And then there's something along the top of these pillars and whatnot too. Like, this is unbelievable levels of detail.
Now, what I mean by gross, I mean look at Midgar itself.
Right. Okay.
Dark,
right.
It's not pleasant.
No, it is not
the
pleasant.
The aesthetic of what we're looking at is pretty. But when you really think about what Midgar is, it's not pretty. But this looks awesome. Like, we're gonna span out. There's Shinra.
And you could see in this window here.
Yep.
Like, there's the number 8 reactor. It just is just unreal.
It is.
I could see streets.
Yeah. And you can still see. I mean, this is going to be a crazy game. And the fact that you're only in Midgar.
Yeah.
It's gonna be.
Yeah, the first disc is supposed to be in Midgard.
That's it. I heard that's it. We haven't been told everything yet. There's still a lot of speculation. I'm curious how far this game is going to let us go, because there's a lot of people that are discussing the fact that the final boss of the first chapter, this first game, is going to be Sephiroth. That they will lead us possibly all the way to Nibelheim, into the flashback, and an actual boss fight with him as the final fight.
I could see the flashback battle against Sephiroth being the final boss battle on the first part. So
Okay, we're going to go a little further on this part here. Yes, so we're
Look
seeing
at this. Look at this.
the helicopters that go
Yep.
by.
This
All
city's
those lights.
and there's
Oh
Cloud.
my God.
We got
Okay.
there's President Hagar and President Rufus.
Yep. Okay, so Hagar, we get our first look at Hagar. He's military. You notice he's got a scar now that I don't. He probably had it, but I could never tell. I never noticed it. He's got his tie. He's still like upper class. Like he's got the little jewel on his tie and everything like that. And it's a very interesting design. It's going to work very well for him, especially because he was very much on board with let's drop the plate and make a lot of money because stupid people are going to think we swooped in and saved the day.
Well, if you want to get technical, his actual picture, like what he's supposed to look like, he does have a scar. But if you look at his in-game polygon, he does not.
Okay.
So I think he was always, yes, here's a picture of him side by side, what he looks like in the game, in the original. And this, I know this is just a concept. I mean,
are you screen sharing right now?
Nope. No, let me do that.
Because I can't see what you're talking about.
Hey. I have screen sharing now.
Yeah, I see it on the drawing part.
Yes, the drawing part. If you look carefully right here, you can see that he does have a scar over that eye. And this is his character in the original in-game model right here. No scar. I like the detail of what they're doing. They gave him the scar. So, you see it, Bill?
Yeah, I agree.
All right, let's quit that.
Let's go back to this.
Yep. Oh yes, the bikes.
Okay, we got to talk about this. Not only are we going to ride a motorcycle, okay, and we're gonna do this fighting on the cycle more than once,
right?
Because very very much, Jesse's still alive here.
Yep.
And Jesse's super cute, man. I didn't realize that years ago because she was not somebody that I could even recognize as cute because you don't see it.
No, yeah.
But like, she was crushing on Cloud, and maybe it's just me with the whole redhead thing, but she had a legitimate chance if I'm playing the game.
That's going to make it even worse for you if her character still gets killed off.
Right. She does. There's no doubt in my mind. She'll die. Wedge has to die. Biggs has to die.
When they drop the Sector 7, when they drop the plate on the Sector 7, they die. Well, in the original, they die before that drops.
They might be able to add a little bit here because look, one of the things that's tragic about how this game was done in the past is that it's very much moment to moment and then we move on. So you spend a little bit of time with Jessie. You kind of get an idea who she is. She's really super smart. She's kind of geeky. She's somewhat sweet, but you only have 2 interactions with her. And unless you've played the game multiple times, you probably didn't even pick up on what all I just said. And then she's dead and we just move on. So like this may be a legitimate chance to flesh out these characters and make us care about Avalanche before their demise.
Right. I agree.
I kind of wonder something. You know how some of these games can have multiple branching endings?
Yes.
Could they try to make one where you can save and keep these guys, not only the Avalanche guys, but maybe even Aerith alive, like an alternate?
No way. No way in hell. Aerith is important to the foundation of the entire legacy of this game. If they don't let her die, if it is not absolutely she dies and they take her away from you, they will ruin Final Fantasy VII. Even the purpose of Final Fantasy VII is to say something very blatant. During the time that this game was made, the guy who was doing the game, the main head, I'm having trouble remembering his name.
Yorinobu Sakaguchi.
He had lost his mother, and he had to live with that. Life goes on is very, very important. That no matter how extreme the tragedy, no matter how how important the loved one lost, life goes on, and it's a lesson that must be taught. And Cloud learns it the hardest way because he may very well be responsible for the death of that girl. I would argue that he's not, but you get the idea.
The sword in the stomach from Sephiroth is what really did her in. Sephiroth is the cause of her death. But Cloud bringing her along, him standing there, seeing it, couldn't do anything about it. I get it. He blames himself. Obviously, he blames himself. If anybody that hasn't watched Advent Children, he obviously blames himself.
Yes, but these characters, here's the thing. Death is lessened when it's not important. And what I mean by that is like all these fucking animes that play this loose and wild game with death. Goku died. Who gives a fuck? Who cares?
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. Kakashi died. So what?
They brought him back.
They brought him back. What the fuck did it matter?
It didn't. It didn't matter. I mean, maybe at that moment that he died, at that exact moment that he died, it meant something.
Yeah, and maybe you were like, "Oh no, I can't believe they did that." But you know, animes have gotten to a point now, and not just anime, video games are fucking starting to do this too.
Like comic books.
In Final Fantasy IV, like they kill like everybody. They're like, 2 kids sacrifice themselves, they're dead. Tella sacrifices himself, he's dead. Yang sacrifices himself, he's dead. Sid sacrifices himself, he's dead. And everybody but one person at the end comes back. So who the fuck cares?
Right. The only person that you actually meant something was Tella because he didn't come back.
Yeah, he was dead. And when they do this shit in video games, it is having a lasting impression that is destroying the artwork to a massive extent.
Because it did this.
When a character in Star Trek dies, they do this shit too. Like, Scotty dies in the original series, but are they really going to keep him dead? No. So just shrug your shoulders and wait till the end of the episode. Insignificant death is insignificant.
Right. But when I first played the game, because you don't get much interaction with Biggs, Wedge, and Jesse. When they died, I was like, well, that sucks.
Yeah, so what, though? I didn't really know them. I only know them because I've replayed it so many times.
Because this never happened in the original.
This never happened.
Or Jesse's on a bike.
In fact, this almost looks like this might be happening, say, right after the escape on the train.
Yeah. I mean, maybe is that
a Shinra guy chasing them on the right there?
I think it very well could be, yes.
Yes. Shinra soldier. I think it's Shinra security.
Yes,
so
it very well could
part that they add for the remake.
Maybe when you get caught on the train this time, it's far down the track, and because this is definitely not Cloud's motorcycle, maybe one of the guards coming up on the cycle, and maybe he hits the guard off with the sword, hops on the bike, and he's like, Jesse, and she gets on the bike with him, and they start going.
It's a possibility that bike was on the train.
Well, I don't know. That would be hard for me. I mean, it's possible, but I mean, why?
That I can't. I mean,
because they're on the train tracks, aren't they?
Those are train tracks.
So I would say this is happening, or maybe right after you blow the reactor on your way to the train. No, because that scene is still there where everybody's there and he's not there and he jumps. So that's still going to happen. So no, that's not what's happening here.
I'm guessing that this could be like an instance where you stayed on that one train compartment and they detected you.
Yeah,
well, that's what we're talking about. No matter what, you have to jump out of the train. But then the question would be, why is not Tifa on the back of the bike? So it would still be questionable as to why.
I'm looking forward to seeing this situation. How did Jesse end up with Cloud?
Yeah, I'm very interested, and I also like the idea of putting Jesse and Cloud close together. And here's why: you can tell that Jesse has a thing for Cloud. And she goes out of her way to do special things for him. Like, when he jumps into the train and she's like, your face is dirty, and she kind of like wipes him off and whatnot, and then like she's always kind of standing close to him, and she's like, come look at this display with me, and she wants to show off the city and talk about the things she's into. Like, I love computers and flashy stuff, bombs and things. And then when she watches the news and sees that she's killed all those people and the bomb went off way worse than it was supposed to go off, she's bothered by that.
Mm-hmm.
She has a connection to Cloud that is important, because later she has to tell Cloud, and this is insignificant because it wasn't played out well, but she tells Cloud, the train was my fault. Later on, when you get right next to the next reactor and you're climbing through the ducts, she says, I tried to make your badge special. I guess I screwed up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's insignificant then, but if we have more time with Jesse, and this relationship looks like maybe Cloud never shows any interest, but maybe it's like that lover's idea where you're kind of rooting for the girl that's never going to have a chance.
Right.
I feel like they could play an angle here that would be very significant.
I can't wait to see it.
Let's go a little further.
Let's do that. Materia. And there's Jesse.
Yeah, see, there's Jesse. You can have it. She gives him, this is after the bombing, because you can see the fire over here.
Yeah.
This is after the bombing in the city, and Jesse is still very relevant. She's right there. Like, I really hope they play off this. I do. I want them to push Jesse to the front, because the whole argument has always been Eris or Tifa. Okay, well, those are the only two choices. Put a third person in there that likes Cloud, and even though we know it's never going to go anywhere, at least it gives the shipping community something to do.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking, like I said, that would be very interesting to know that can't happen because of what happens to her.
But it would still be very nice to see that she wants that.
And it'd be nice to, like you said, to flesh these characters out. I want to know more about her. I want to know more about Biggs. I want to know more about Wedge.
Yeah, because Biggs also has a little bit of a standoff attitude. Like, yeah, you were a big guy and soldier, but remember, here in Avalanche, you're following my orders. Because when you're in the restaurant, he kind of has that attitude, and you're like, fucking please.
And then, Wedge is... was that Biggs you were talking? Sometimes I get them mixed up.
I think Wedge is the dude that's eating.
Okay.
And he's talking about how he's roly-poly.
Oh, yeah. He loves Tifa's
And then
cooking.
he falls off the tower.
Oh, dude, he dies. He dies, and I honestly, I mean, like, he's dead. I mean, they're all dead before the fucking plate falls.
Right.
But I think he dies the worst. He falls from the reactor.
He did. He was all the way on top of the pillar, and he fell.
The pillar, yeah.
And then he hits the ground, and he's not moving at all. And you like run over there, and you're like, "Oh my god, are you okay?" I was like, "Cloud, come on, man, are you fucking kidding me?"
Well, just because you're a fucking super soldier doesn't mean that everybody can survive that.
The dude is dead as a motherfucker right
Every
there.
bone in his body is broken.
There's no chance.
He is dead.
Let's go on.
All right. See, walking the streets of Midgard. Oh,
okay. I paused a little late, but did you see that the little triangle comes up? That must be how we talk to people.
Yep.
That must be interaction, which also goes into like Final Fantasy 13. If the characters were not important, all you could do is walk by them. You remember that?
Yep.
And they would kind of make noises, but didn't matter. I think that's what we're going to see here is characters that have something to say will probably be triangled. Everybody else, we walk by them and there might be some noises, something they say, random passer stuff.
And that's interesting. And I'm looking forward to that. Just anybody having a conversation and you can like listen in and make it like, oh, did you hear what happened to the reactor number 1?
That does make the world a little bigger. Like 13, even though I didn't like that game, it was nice that you could walk up on people that were talking and they would be having a conversation that did not pertain to you.
Right.
Okay. Okay, now that guy right there, that's Biggs.
Okay.
And he does look like a bit of a standoff hard ass.
I like his bandana.
Yep.
His Bardock bandana.
Yeah, his Bardock bandana.
I'd even and well because he has a gun and everything.
These are gun clips on his costume right here, aren't they?
Yep, those are gun. Yeah, those are clips for his gun.
Okay.
Because you can see the bullet on top. I like this. I mean, he reminds me of not completely, but a little bit of Solid Snake going on here.
Yeah. I think he's trying to pull off the gruff look. Which maybe that could be, we don't know, maybe that could be a small part of his character. Maybe he is gruff, or maybe he puts on a little bit of a show like the guy that gets all the tattoos because he'd rather you just leave him alone and think he's a hard ass.
Right. What do we got? There's Barrett, Cloud Swept Swing. What's this?
This is...
Oh, that's the Scorpion. Yep. There's the guard. There's the Scorpion that you fight.
Okay, about the Scorpion that we fight. Let's go about right here. Okay. When we fight the Scorpion thing, I have one thing I'm worried about.
Now, you already told me about this.
Did that fight seem like it was really, really long?
Mm-hmm.
In the presentation they showed, it looked like they fought that Scorpion for like 3 actual minutes.
And then the countdown happened.
Well, but what I'm getting at is we saw like that, and it was cut for time. Like, did they fight that fucking Scorpion for like 15 minutes? You get what I'm getting at?
I think that maybe it was just for the trailer to show people, hey, give them a little bit longer look into the battle system, how you can switch off between characters and, do all that.
I hope so. I'm hoping the first boss is not like a 15-minute epidemic.
Because then every other boss just gets harder after that. But,
I mean, maybe the fighting system lends itself to that kind of long tedium, but that was one of the things I despised about 13 was like, you take a bunch of 2s, you wear the guy down, you finally break him, you do a little bit of damage. Like, fights just drug on forever.
Yeah, you have to stagger them.
Yeah, which is a thing in this game. Mm-hmm. We saw that.
Mm-hmm. You do a little bit of damage until he's staggered, and then you do more damage because he's all staggered.
Right.
When I saw that, I'm like, well, that just reminds me of 13.
All right, let's go.
What do we got? So we got, yep.
Okay. That's the whole team right there. That's Avalanche. Wedge has like a grenade launcher.
That's amazing. That's something that you didn't see back in the original because you couldn't see it.
What?
When you look at Barrett's gun hand, right?
Right.
It looks like it looks like his other hand, except instead of having that makes it look like his hand that's the skin color. They cut it and they turned it black and like, look, there's a gun. They were limited what they could do back in like
I know what you're talking about.
But now look at this. If they keep it like the original, Barrett still has an arm all the way down. He lost his hand, not his arm.
But from what I'm looking at, since his elbow bends
right up there, looks weird.
That's because he's wearing something there.
Well, because to be honest with you, I think that would aggravate your skin to have metal on you. I think that's just some kind of protective cover. It also helps the gun.
He could have a stump there. He could very much have a stump there, and he plugs into whatever gun he's toting around.
There's a possibility that he could have lost more than just a hand. But in the original, it looked like he just lost a hand. Won't know more until I get a chance to play it, and actually, when they get to that part in the game, when they get to North Corel.
Let's run a little forward here.
He's walking. He's
okay. They gave him a scar on his face.
No, I don't think he ever had that.
I don't believe so. They roughed him up a little bit more, which I'm fine with. He's still kind of gruff. He has the stubble. He's very much a huge dude. I don't mind the glasses. I actually think they add a little bit to him. And I like that they gave him a scar, believe it or not. I think that I mean, I don't know if they're going to tie that into the Dwayne
Oh my
storyline or
goodness.
whatever, but
He does have a scar.
did he really?
Yes, if you look at, I mean, this is just what he's supposed to look like. Like when you brought up, here, I'll screen share it real quick.
Okay.
It's shared. It's hard for me to zoom. I'm trying to zoom it. But if you look very carefully, where his beard is at on the right side, you can see 2 lines, and that's exactly where the scar is on the new model. I don't know if you can see it. I really don't know. I can see it, but I have to like really look at it. So right here, where my cursor's at, right here, there's 2 lines. So it looks like he does have a scar.
Okay.
I just never noticed it before. All right, so let me get done with that. So we can do that, and let's do that. There we go. So
Okay.
it's neat that there's Eris.
Okay. Now,
What was with these ghost spirit things?
this is something that's bothering me a little bit.
I have a theory, and here's my theory. She is an ancient.
Yes.
She is different. She's one of the last of her kind.
Right.
They only went into so much in detail about what the ancients actually really were. We know that they can lead you to the promised land. Now, because she is an ancient, maybe that has something to do with these spirits. And like you're about to see in this, she can see them all the time.
This is one thing that bothers me a little bit, though.
What's that?
I hope that it doesn't hurt the character, because you're changing something here that's going to make her seem almost haunted. And if she lived her whole life with this whole I see dead people, it makes me worry that they're going to damage the girl a little bit, because part of what was so appealing was that she lived in this truly damaged world and was somehow positively unscathed by it.
She lost her boyfriend when Zach never came back. She's so upbeat. Like you look at Barrett and he's all, we got to destroy the reactor. Blah,
but
blah,
that
blah.
does come down to the kind of world they live in. They live in a shitty, broken world.
And that's true. When Cloud first shows up, he don't give a fuck. He just wants his money.
Right.
He's
I've made this argument many times. Cloud cares about the people that he cares about.
Yes.
And he cares about the situations that he cares about.
Yes.
He's not an environmentalist.
Nope.
He doesn't care about your eco-terrorism.
Nope.
He showed up. Tifa nursed him back to health. Tifa asked a favor. He won't say no to her.
No.
He goes with these guys. They're all like planet this and planet that. And he's like, I really don't give a fuck.
Because Barrett even says, you even care about the planet? And his sprite or his character just shrugs his shoulders.
He says, it doesn't concern me.
No.
Like, he was in a situation that he did not have passion for. But as soon as that was done, literally as soon as that was done, he goes back after doing the job, asks for money, gets his money, and Tifa asks him again for help.
Yep.
And he won't say no to her. That is his friend.
But you look at Aerith, okay?
Yeah.
She is a girl in the slums selling flowers. And like I told you, Midgar is not a happy place. You don't really see the sun.
She's selling hope.
There you go.
Yeah, he's right. He kind of nailed it. She's selling hope. She is kind of the light in all of this darkness. She does kind of literally amplify that idea.
She knows that the world's shit. She can't be oblivious to the fact that she lives in the slums. This is where people that are not rich live.
Right.
It's bleak. It's depressing. It's not fun. But she's selling flowers. And she's still selling flowers after the reactor fucking blew up. So she's got this carefree spirit. But at the same time, though, when it's time to get serious, she can be serious, too. That's why she is a very interesting character. That's probably why she was so beloved by a lot of fans.
Let's go a little further. Oh, I love that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, big shot. Oh, look at that.
We get cross/slash early. We get cross/slash early in this game, it looks like. But I guess we always did. It's only the second limit break.
Yeah, it doesn't take long to get it. There she is.
Oh my God.
There she is. There's Tifa.
The brown eyes, the hair is magnificent. Like it blows me away because look, like they had to change Cloud's hair and everything because he's a freaking anime character and you can't get away with it. Like you cannot get away with it.
Everybody else has more realistic hair. His was all over the damn place.
But like they nailed so much about this character. They really did, man. They nailed.
I do love how she looks. I really do. I love the character model. I love like they kept it close to what she was supposed to look like.
Okay, well this is just her face. Okay,
let's go a little farther because we got more. We got there she is. There's the real character right there, Marlene. Look at that.
Okay,
okay. Watch this. This is very important. This is very.
Yeah, oh
now,
my God! It's
pay
so
attention.
bad.
What arm is he using to pick up his daughter?
Okay, let's first off.
I am going to bring this up because now I'm replaying the game. I'm now seeing things that I let go years ago. I didn't pay attention. I just wanted to play the damn game.
Right.
He's picking up Marlene with his actual
Nope. Now he is.
Yeah. In the original, if you pay attention, when he goes into the bar, Marlene runs up to him. He picks her up with his gun arm.
Yes, he does. And
if
then
you
basically holds the gun to her head.
Yes, if you pay attention, he puts her on her shoulder, and it looks like the freaking gun is pointing at her head. I'm like, that is very dangerous.
Okay, let's move a little forward here.
Yeah, there we go. There's Cloud.
Cloud is okay. Here's the reason I haven't made any kind of big deal about Cloud. He looks like Cloud.
Yeah, I think he looks great.
And to be fair, his design and look, aside from his hair, has pretty much never changed.
I still hate that fucking shoulder pauldron or whatever.
Yeah, it's always been there.
It's always been there, but to me, it just made no sense.
Like, I have the figure literally sitting on my desk. I look at it all the time. Most of his artwork looks like Cloud. He's always kind of looked like this.
Oh,
I'm not impressed because he didn't get a redesign. He got like a retexture.
Now let me look at my figure real quick. Oh wait, I don't have one. I don't have
yet unless you bought that Uber
did.
Jank edition.
He did.
I
did buy it.
I got the first class edition. I'm stupid. I spent $330.
You don't even know. You don't even know. I'm in high debate. I should not spend that money.
I don't care what people say. People can call me an idiot. I don't care. I love Final Fantasy. I went out and bought the big collector's edition for $15. I don't care. You know. So I am getting that with his bike and everything. So I just don't get it right now.
Okay.
There's Tifa.
Yes.
And I look at that. That's what I love. You never got to see it in the original. I understand why. The materia is in his sword. Right.
Yes, the materia is in the sword.
You can see it, and it's green. I think that's a healing. No, it could be lightning. I'm not sure. Healing light. I don't know which one it is.
It's magic. It's green. It's magic.
Okay.
It's more than likely.
That I'm looking at the bar behind him is like, or in front of him, and it's like that reminds me of how it is set up in the Advent Children movie.
A little bit,
which would make sense. I think it's practically the same bar.
Yeah,
it's in a different place.
Yeah,
but this looks. Look at this. This looks great.
Chocobo poster.
Okay, this is a good side view for her, and it's one that's important.
Side boob.
There's a reason that okay, side boob is that's legitimate. Okay. I like her redesign of her gloves. Her gloves have been changed.
Look at the bracelet she's wearing.
But they make sense to me. I don't know what the bracelet's significance is, but I'd like to think there is one.
There might be. I like it. She drinking water?
She's probably drinking something harder than water, I'd imagine.
I'm assuming so.
I can't get over that.
Look at the earring.
Her face is so spot on. Like she just blew me away.
I think she blew a lot of people away.
I heard about people that cried when they seen her.
Well, everybody has their own opinion. You know, yeah. Look at that.
Look at him. Look at his smug ass.
Oh, and yes, he does have tattoos in the original. He has more tattoos in this game, in this model, than he did before.
This looks like the first gun arm, by the way.
It is actually. I'm looking at the picture right now. That is his first one. Yes.
That makes me wonder about. I'm hoping, and I mean this. I hope the whole fucking game is in-game engine. I am so tired of CGI. Just let it fucking die. 80% of the time, the CGI isn't as good as the actual game, and it pulls me out of the experience.
I think this game might actually just be the engine.
I so hope so.
I like the dog tag. He does wear a dog tag, and
yes,
and what he's supposed to look like. In game, he doesn't look like he has one. I am curious.
He looks great too, to be fair. I mean, he's one of those characters that, like, I just assumed he would be a big, rough black dude, but they did a good job with him too. I'm impressed.
I love how he looks. I really do.
Yeah.
But keep going, because there is something I want to see if they change anything. I need to see it. Believe it or not, I need to look at his stomach.
Him?
No, yeah, Barrett. I need to see his stomach. I know that sounds weird, but it's important.
I don't think that's possible in the trailer.
I know. Look at that. Get the hell out of here.
Okay, we know about the fighting systems.
Oh, he does. Okay, I saw that he does have it. Okay. I saw it for an instant, but I seen it.
Yeah, she has a lot more combat fist fights and stuff.
She needs to. She's going to be.
She's a monk.
She's the artist of the game.
I love her. I love how she fights.
Oh, there's not a terrible looking area. This is the sewers. Yeah. This is the sewers after you fall down because of the Don.
Because of the Don, yep.
Yep. So those are those weird fish dudes and whatnot that are all over the sewers, which the sewers, that's another thing. There were people that were mad about this being episodic. Are you fucking kidding me? The sewers were 2 screens originally. You really think that they traveled from all the way in Sector 6 all the way over to Sector 7 in 2 sewer screens? The sewers had to have been bigger than that. You fell at the Dons. If it was really that fucking easy, you could have just, you fell at the Dons, okay? You're about as far away from Sector 7 as you can be. And you go the other way. And when you do that, it blows my mind. It really does. I just don't get how people can, this whole game is going to be extended massively.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's...
He just came back from Unchanging.
They didn't show that, and I was hoping they would show cross-dressing Cloud. I was hoping so. I wanted to see it. Shoryuken.
Let's go back to right here. Right here. There. Look at that. That's the team I used to pick.
My team was different because obviously for reasons we don't get to keep Aerith throughout the game.
Yes.
Because they're not in Midgar, you don't get the other characters, Kate, Sith, Yuffie, Vincent, Sid. We're not going to see that. I want to see.
In fact, I'm curious. I'm very legitimately curious if throughout the course of this first game, if we don't even see them.
We probably, maybe not, but there's 2 people I really want to see. I want to see what they do with Vincent, and I want to see if they keep Kate Sith on the Mog.
Right.
I really do. I'm just curious.
Giant robotic weird puppet Moogle, which they have to, because otherwise we can't get the dark materia.
Right. I want to see it. I mean, Sid is going to be Sid. You know, I'm curious to see what they do with him and Yuffie. But Vincent and Kate Sith are the 2 I really want.
I think that Yuffie I'm going to be honest with you. She might not have been very attractive in the original game. She was very much decidedly like a weird tomboyish, goofy thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're going to be awful surprised by her.
Because
all the attention they gave her in like Advent Children and whatnot, as they modified the way that girl looked, I think you're going to see this very cutesy. I would just don't be surprised if she's like a super cute, goofy character.
I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with her. Oh, look at that! I think had his tongue sticking out. Look at that! Oh, now you got punched.
Yes,
I like it. I like it.
Back to
back.
That is awesome. Because we haven't ever done this, I'm having different problems here.
It's a new thing we're doing, and we're gonna have issues at first.
Dude, that right there. I love that.
I would make that my screensaver.
I know, dude. Holy shit, dude. That is so good, man.
It is. I love it. I just love. I mean, the combat system was the one thing I was really. There's the bike.
Yeah, we're looking at the Shinra building now, definitely.
Yep.
And I like how there's these guys just kind of sitting over there fucking having lunch, and there's some guy running around with a big-ass sword, very blatantly looking like he doesn't belong here. But I guess he's wearing soldier uniform, I guess, so we'll let it go.
Yeah. Oh,
do you see how menacing that thing is now?
Mm-hmm.
Remember how goofy that thing was?
Oh, that thing in the sewer? Yeah. Now it looks actually quite terrifying.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't want to be in a dark corner with that. Look at that thing. Fuck that. It looks like a Minotaur type thing.
Oh, man.
There's some martial arts for you, Bill.
Dude, I'm so in love with that whole concept.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm loving the idea of what she's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the characters I always pick anyway. I like the martial artists. It always makes me mad when they suck.
Mm-hmm. Her red booties.
Yeah, that's a good shot. You can see she kept the boots.
Yeah, I like it.
It's not just the boots. She used to wear like a brownish boots with like these red socks hanging out.
Mm-hmm.
Now she wears these brownish boots with some sort of red topper thing, and then the long knee socks.
Yep. They changed a little bit about her clothes-wise.
Bow! Oh, that's that somersault kick. Oh, yeah. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, the particle effects are disgusting.
I love it.
Damn, dude.
Now that monster didn't love it. And then there's the second boss, the one that the picture we're about to come up to. She charges at it, bam, kicks him right in the face. Now that is the second boss. This is the one that causes Cloud to fall.
Yes, that's the Techno Soldier.
I can't remember the name of the boss, to be fair.
Techno Soldier.
Oh, did you see that? Go back just a little bit.
Okay.
Slightly. Okay. Keep going. Look at his sword.
The sword changes.
Yes, it does.
Well, yeah, because by now that's the hard edge.
Yes, he has the hard edge.
Yep. That's exactly what that is. That's the hard edge.
Yep, I like it. And there's yep. And then this one you have a time limit.
Oh man. Yeah, I wonder what that's about. Oh,
I think it's
because you set a second bomb.
Yes, you did.
And I wonder if they're under the assumption that it's going to blow up, or maybe he's going to blow up. I don't know. So,
I love how Sephiroth looks. Enough said.
I think he looks about like he always does.
Yep, I like it. I really do. Look at the green eyes.
Yeah, the cat eye things.
No, I've
already seen those.
Uh-huh. But he
I think that's one of the other reasons that seeing Tifa remastered in this design has been such a good thing. Like, okay, some of the other characters like Sephiroth, he always wears this.
Mm-hmm.
So like we don't know any other designs, so it doesn't phase us as much. I think he looks great, but I don't have much to say about it. Now Barrett, I've never really seen him redesigned in a way that made me happy until now.
Yeah, I didn't care for how he looked in Advent Children. To be fair,
Right, same here.
now
What building is this
Oh
though?
man.
here's the thing. This looks like an alleyway. This is what it sounds like.
Right.
This looks like an alleyway, but it doesn't. I can't tell if it's in Midgar or if this is in Nibelheim.
Right.
Or remember when they leave Midgar, the next town they go to, Cloud tells his story, and the flashback of his town.
I don't think that's what we're seeing here. I think that, remember when he kept having those weird flashes where
Yes.
somebody was talking to him? I've always been curious, is that himself talking to himself, Zach talking to him, some sort of inner monologue of the person that he forgot who he was talking to him? Or is it possible that the whole time he was having those episodes, he was hearing the voice of Sephiroth?
It's a possibility. You know, it really is.
Now we're going to see that.
Yes. I like it. I like this scene. I'm going to... Yep.
Oh, shit.
Nope. Not going to be that easy. Now, okay, that is Midgar.
Oh, my God. Dude.
To me, I believe it's Midgar. I love it.
It was Midgard. There's no doubt in my mind. That's not even up for question. It's not even a debate.
I like... Okay, so like... In the pre-order, you can get yourself a summon. There's the deluxe, isn't that the deluxe, and then the ridiculous priced one. But I love, dude. I was so stoked. You know, I wasn't even sitting down when this trailer played. I was standing up and pacing, and just my eyes were glued to the TV.
Yeah,
I didn't look away. I couldn't. I was like, I'm excited. You know, I really am looking forward to this game. March can't get here any sooner.
Dude, that's no joke, man.
It really. I mean, I get
Next
it.
year is going to be great for gaming, but horrible for our wallets.
It really is. It really is. There's so much stuff coming out next year. Our wallets are going to take a hit. But overall, you know, the character designs are all great. There wasn't a character design that I seen that I did not like.
Yeah, dude, there's so much about this that works for me.
And
there's a large amount of time between now and when that comes out, the first disc anyway, that we can see a lot more characters, let alone a lot more of the world.
They'll show more off, I believe. Like you said, this is only June. We've got quite a ways to go before March gets here. But I'll be counting down the days until this game is out. And what I like about it is when March comes, we don't have to wait till like the end of March. It comes out on the 3rd of March, the beginning of the month. So I don't have to wait I just got to wait, July through February.
Yeah.
Which sucks. But you know what? At least we have a release date now. That's what I was hoping that we would get from this, is a release date. Because this thing was announced back in 2015.
Right.
So nearly 5 years after it was announced, it comes out.
Exactly.
So, when I seen it, I was like, oh my God, a remake. When are we getting it? I wasn't expecting 5 years later, but
No,
I wasn't.
shit.
I really wasn't. I honestly thought they were going to release it back in 2017 to celebrate the 20th anniversary. Since this game came out in 97.
I kind of wonder with them keep pushing back, if it wasn't going to be saved until the next generation. But now I don't know.
Yeah, because it's not. Because, like I was saying, Project Scarlet, we don't know what the actual name of the Xbox is going to be. That comes out holiday 2020. I'm putting my bet as in November of 2020. Sony wasn't there this year, so we don't know if the next PlayStation, which is assumed to come out next year as well. I think this game is going to be PS4, and it's not an exclusive, so PS4 gets it first. Then it will go to the Xbox. I don't know about PC. Maybe, I don't know. That's so trippy when you do that.
I know, dude.
That kind of messes with me when you do that.
That's so crazy.
I'm looking forward to it. I know a lot of people are. everybody in this group that's played Final Fantasy VII is probably stoked for it. It was actually my favorite game of E3, but that's because I'm a Final Fantasy fan.
Okay, so let's finish this off. This is Tifa from Advent Children.
Yes.
This is her remake in Advent Children. This is what they did with her.
Right.
Now, this is exactly what that's the reason. I know it's such a small thing, but you notice things when you have favorite characters, like her hair in Advent Children is not right. It's such a small, stupid detail, but look at her hair in this remake and you'll see what I mean. It's not right. I know it's later, but her hair's not right. That's a small detail, but I noticed it.
Yeah, because there's a 2-year gap, because Advent comes out 2 years after the end of 7.
Okay, this is what people were expecting. This is what people wanted from a Final Fantasy VII remake. The people that are mad thought that she was going to look like this. Okay?
We're gonna have the big, huge titties.
But I'm gonna make an argument here that may end up surprising you. I know that people are arguing that these things on her chest have been nerfed. I'm gonna make an argument that they have not.
Yeah, he showed me this. I didn't even notice it.
You're okay. How do I put this?
Say, I got the pixelated Tifa on my screen.
There's no other way to say this other than to tell you that I know an awful lot about boobies. Okay? I know that's ridiculous. I'm a dude. I've spent an awful lot of time around them. I've seen an awful lot of them. And I don't mean that I've seen them like on the internet. I worked in multiple strip clubs, and I have been a costume coordinator twice. And so one of the things that I've noticed is that they changed a specific detail on Tifa that I'm noticing an awful lot of people are not paying attention to. This is Tifa, okay? And everybody wanted her to have the short skirt. There's a reason that's been changed. One, she has to do martial arts in a legitimate way that make it look like she could do those martial arts. The skirt had to be extended a little bit, and it had to be opened. It couldn't be that tight little thing. Otherwise, she may as well take the skirt off because she literally can't kick in that thing. She can't do it. Now, the original artwork for Tifa also shows her with boobs that are big, but there's still this one little itty bitty thing that nobody's picking up on. Also, she had knobby knees. It was like the only thing close to being a flaw with Tifa back when she came out on the systems, is that she was very attractive, but she had these like knobby knees. Mm-hmm. They fixed that. They've actually fixed that with those socks. Because it may be one of the only parts of her that's somewhat self-conscious, because Tifa does have these little chicken legs.
If you can see on mine, if I'm sharing it right. No, probably not.
No, I don't see. Nope. All you do is click share and then tell it to share your screen.
There is the green arrow, the arrow with the green. Just click screen share, and then just hit share.
It is sharing your screen. Shows it on the thing. Oh,
I see it. I clicked on it. Okay, I see it.
Yeah, here's the pixelated.
Yep, that's pixelated. Or polygons, if you want to get technical.
Polygon pixelated, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, that's you.
Okay. Okay, let's go back to. All right, this was her design. In fact, I'm gonna take the screen complete here for a minute. This was her design in Dissidia.
It looks
once
like
again
design.
No, that's not Kingdom Hearts. No,
Kingdom Hearts. She wore. I believe she wore the Advent Children.
Yes, she did, because I have that too.
Mm-hmm.
This is her in her most new that I remember. this was her again. Okay, it's not bad. The earring is there. Little thing. It was a good design. Okay,
Right.
this is her today, and you could see her boots. She kept her boots and whatnot. They gave her those socks. They extended her skirt a little bit, and they cut a slit down the side of each side so that she could throw side kicks and things like that. A lot of people were saying that she's wearing a type of short skirt thing, shorts. She's not. They're not skirts. There are certain kicks she does where you can see her business, and she's wearing a type of boy shorts or something underneath. They added a little bit of definition to her stomach, not much, but there is a little bit there.
Yep.
Which makes sense for what she is. Now, look at that picture there. They're extending sideways. Okay? So they're very much, these are not small yabos, just for anybody that's missing the perspective here. If a girl can stand in front of you and her boobs go out over the area of her body, those things are huge. Okay? They are. From here, the side shot, this is also something that's important, is that her arm, the size of her arm, normally her boobs in most of the official artwork go out at least the size of an arm and a half or 2 arms. And that's exactly what these things are doing. If you took this arm and you put your finger on it and you moved it over and you looked where they start and where they go, I'm telling you, that part is right. But there's still this little thing that nobody's noticing, that nobody seems to be talking about.
The top that she's wearing?
Yes. That is a sports bra. That is support for her chest, because in this game, she's going to be doing martial arts that are heavy, high-flying martial arts. She needs mobility, the reason they've changed her skirt, and she needs to be able to do punches, flips, kicks, and dives without slapping herself in the face with her boobs or causing herself a lot of pain and irritation during her fight. She's a fighter, and all of these characters have been remade in certain ways to be more realistic, like Barrett and his gun arm. He's covering that stub area with a type of big burly cloth thing, because it would be very irritating to just have this big metal apparatus connected to your stub. We're going to see 2 versions of Tifa in this. And if they're going out of their way this hard to make sure that things are realistic, you don't actually know how big Tifa is yet.
Nope.
What you are looking at is 2 tight shirts in the fashion of sports bras, specifically because that's not her normal shirt that you used to see. In all the original games and shit like that, she wore a shirt that was a little longer. It was a shirt. That's what it was. It was a shirt. Look at that. That's a shirt. But if you take it back and you look at her new design, that white thing is not necessarily just a shirt. I think she's wearing 2 sports bras. That would tuck her in quite a bit. And it would be legitimate that, by the way, if you're still looking at them, they're pretty damn big if she's wearing 2 sports bras. Have you seen how small your woman can look after they put on a sports bra? Because it can change their appearance quite drastically. Like a girl that might have very large yayas, that changes very quickly when they put on a sports bra.
Right.
So, look, what I'm telling you is that I think you're going to see 2 versions of Tifa here. The one that makes sense when she's in combat. And then I bet you that when we get a little further in the game and we see blue dress Tifa, I think they're going to be big. Because at that point, she's not fighting it's not the same support she's looking for.
Nope. She needs to impress the Don.
At that point, she needs to impress the Don, and she has impressive augments.
Yes, I agree.
Cloud will need impressive augments too.
Oh,
Cloud will need impressive augments.
Oh, the Don is going to pick me so hard.
I like so much about her design.
I do.
So much. She is my favorite thing that I have seen in this game so far released. Like, I love a lot of the other characters. Aerith looks great. Cloud looks fine. I'm sorry if I'm not super excited. He always looks like that. There he is. Final Fantasy VII guy is sitting here. He's right there. They changed his hair a little bit. I'm sorry. Like, that's him. He's always looked like that. Mm-hmm. That's the reason I'm not super excited when they were like, look at Cloud. I was like, damn, those graphics look great.
Mm-hmm.
But he just looks like Cloud.
Barrett looks good.
Barrett looks good. He looks legitimately good.
Do you know who they didn't show in this trailer?
Who?
That's in Midgar. Red. I didn't see him in the trailer. Did you see a dog?
You're right. And we saw a little bit of the Shinra building, but not enough to where it was actually going into the story components.
If I'm right, we didn't see Hojo either.
No, we did not. We have yet to see the scientist.
We didn't see Rude or Reno.
We haven't seen Scarlet there or whatever, that angry bitch woman that slaps Tifa.
Yeah. We haven't seen the Turks.
We haven't seen Sung.
No, he's with the Turks. Yeah, part of the Turks.
We haven't seen any of the Turks, right?
No.
Not a single one of them.
Not that I've seen. And then we didn't see a doggy.
Nope, we have not seen Red.
I'm curious to see how he's going to look. Unless there was a previous trailer that showed him. I don't remember.
I imagine that we'd know a little bit about that because I'm pretty sure I've seen every one of the trailers.
I'm waiting to see what they do with him.
Aside from watching trailers, I think I might take this opportunity now and start backing myself off of it a little bit. I'm very excited, but I know the way this media holds up. They've given me enough to be truly thrilled.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to maintain that.
I do too.
And I know that they're going to do it because they always do it. They are going to run this shit straight into the ground with their releases. As we get closer, we're going to basically know everything there is to know.
We already kind of know the plot. If they keep the plot similar to what the original was, we already know the plot.
And there's already things for people like us that are so into Final Fantasy VII. We're already at a level of near infatuation. We may already be there. But like, this is interesting because there's even parts for us.
Yep.
Like, I want to know what's going on with Jesse on the bike.
I do too. I want to see more character development with the 3 Avalanche members that don't make it.
And you know what? It'd be nice to see some of the relation, like, between Tifa and them, because how did she end up with them?
True.
They're a terrorist organization. I can understand Barrett. I don't need a lot of backstory. An angry black man hates the Shinra and it has a gun for an arm. Mm-hmm. It pretty much spells out what he was going for.
Yeah. Right. I get it.
She runs a bar. Does she already have that bar?
Right.
Is that Barrett's bar and now she runs it? You get what I mean? There's questions that I've always wondered because they have that bottom room that looks like it was designed to do what they're doing, be a terrorist group. And was that always there? Mm-hmm. Was Barrett using that thing and then Tifa built the bar above it to look less conspicuous or something?
And will still be a pinball machine that covers it.
That's going to be awesome.
Yes, that will be. You know, it would really be awesome if you could play it.
That would be cool too.
If you can not just go hit the buttons and go down there, but if you can actually like go over there and start playing it.
And what's really going to be weird and uncomfortable is seeing an 8-year-old running the bar.
Yeah, like there's weird things happening in that game that we never questioned. Like she left an 8-year-old to run the bar.
Don't worry, the 8-year-old has a gun.
Dude, I'm just saying.
Does she?
In the place that they live at, I'm pretty sure there's a weapon behind the counter.
Right, no shit.
Midgar is not a safe place, especially the slums. I mean, maybe it's safer on the upper plate where the rich live, but down in the slums, it's pretty. I'm assuming it's pretty rough.
Right, no joke.
So Marlene's gonna run that bar, and that is going to be uncomfortable to see because it's an 8-year-old.
Yeah, it's very much a little kid.
Very little kid. And I'm looking forward to seeing more of the game because I actually do want to see what they do with Puppy.
Yeah.
I want to see Puppy. I want to see crazy fucking uncomfortable Hojo. He's very uncomfortable to me. Dude's fucking weird.
No shit.
I want to see the Turks. I want to see Reno. Oh, I want to see him put me in that pyramid.
I'm curious how the gold saucer looks.
Oh my god, the gold saucer. I don't know if we're going to see it. I don't know. We don't know.
I don't know how long this is going to go.
That's
the big question is we don't know how far this because there were a lot of people that
these discs just going to be Midgar.
There were a lot of people that thought that this game was only going to go to Midgar and be done. And then the second game would basically be all of the movement like for the world map that sets up for the end of the world, and the end of the world will be the third game. That's what a lot of people were saying. But now I'm hearing an awful lot of rumors and that are considered to be leaks, and I'm hearing this a lot, which makes me feel like it might be real. I'm hearing there are only 2 episodes.
Well, considering they announced it's only 2 discs.
It was 3 discs. And the original was 3 discs. That's why I always assumed.
I heard at E3 it's going to be 2 Blu-ray discs.
Yes, it's going to be 2 Blu-ray discs. I think for each part, we'll have 2 Blu-ray discs.
But that's what I mean. I'm hearing an awful lot of talk that there are only 2 parts.
So this will play the first half, and then the second half will be the other part. You know what?
There could be a lot of truth to that. Now, and then there's still a lot of possibility that there's 3 parts. But if it really is broken down like the discs, the third disc served no other purpose other than the world had ended, now go fight Sephiroth. Like, the disc was pointless. You just put it in, and it was like, you really couldn't have fit this on the last disc. Because all you do is you put it in, and you go down to the crater, and you fight. And that's it. That's all you do. There's nothing on the third disc that wasn't on the second or the first, except for that dungeon. So if they really broke it up in that fashion, I feel like it wouldn't work. But I feel like if you took the game and made Sephiroth the final enemy of this game, then the second game, if you made the weapons the final enemy, and then a third part, the third game, dealing with the weapons and going and fighting Sephiroth in the crater, that would make sense to me. That would be 3 parts that are divided properly to me.
I don't know, man. All I know is that, like I told you, March can't get here any sooner.
Yeah, no shit. So that's it. I think we're done with this episode. I think we've done as much as we can, and we're gonna sign out
Later on.